Many people spend years planning for retirement. They work hard, save consistently, and make important decisions about Social Security, Medicare, taxes, and retirement income. However, one area of planning is often delayed or overlooked entirely: estate planning. For many families, estate planning can feel uncomfortable because it requires thinking about difficult topics and future uncertainties. As a result, important decisions are sometimes postponed until a crisis occurs. For retirees, these decisions often become increasingly important over time. A family home, retirement accounts, personal savings, insurance policies, and other assets may represent decades of hard work and careful planning. Without clear instructions, loved ones may face uncertainty during an already difficult period. Questions may arise about who should make decisions, how assets should be distributed, and what wishes the individual intended to communicate. Even families with strong relationships can experience confusion when expectations have never been clearly documented. Estate planning is not only about transferring assets. It can also be about reducing stress, minimizing misunderstandings, and helping family members navigate important responsibilities with greater confidence. For many retirees, one of the greatest benefits of planning is the peace of mind that comes from knowing important decisions have been thoughtfully considered and documented. Many people also use estate planning documents and family discussions to communicate personal wishes, including preferences regarding funeral arrangements, memorial services, or other end-of-life considerations. While these conversations are not always easy, they can help loved ones make important decisions with greater clarity and confidence. Two of the most commonly discussed estate planning tools are wills and trusts. Many people have heard these terms before. However, there is often confusion about what they do, how they differ, and whether one is more appropriate than the other. Some people assume that a will and a trust accomplish exactly the same thing. Others believe trusts are only for wealthy families. In reality, estate planning decisions depend on individual circumstances, family needs, financial goals, and personal preferences. Understanding the basic purpose of these tools can help individuals and families ask better questions and make more informed decisions. The goal is not to become a legal expert. Rather, it is to understand the role that wills and trusts may play in a broader retirement and estate planning strategy. In this briefing, we will explore the purpose of wills and trusts, discuss common misconceptions, and review factors that families often consider when evaluating estate planning options. Because retirement planning is not only about protecting your future, it is also about helping protect the people and priorities that matter most to you. One of the most common estate planning tools is a will. A will is a legal document that allows an individual to express how they would like certain matters handled after their death. For many families, a will serves as an important foundation for communicating intentions and providing guidance to loved ones. A will may identify beneficiaries, designate an executor, and provide instructions regarding the distribution of certain assets. The executor is typically responsible for helping carry out the instructions contained in the will and working through the legal process required to settle the estate. Many people also use estate planning documents and family discussions to communicate personal wishes regarding memorial services, funeral arrangements, charitable gifts, or other matters that are important to them. One benefit of a well-prepared will is clarity. When wishes are documented, family members may have a better understanding of what the individual intended. This can help reduce uncertainty during an already emotional time. However, a will does not automatically eliminate the possibility of disagreements. Family situations are often complex. Second marriages, blended families, stepchildren, grandchildren, and changing family relationships can sometimes create difficult questions about fairness and expectations. For example, a retiree may wish to provide for a surviving spouse while also ensuring that children or stepchildren are treated according to their wishes. When intentions are unclear, misunderstandings may arise even among caring family members. This is one reason many estate planning professionals encourage individuals to review documents periodically and communicate important decisions when appropriate. Another common misconception is that having a will automatically avoids all legal proceedings after death. In reality, many estates may still go through a process known as probate. Probate is a court-supervised process that helps validate a will, settle debts, and oversee the transfer of assets according to applicable laws and estate planning documents. The complexity, cost, and duration of probate can vary significantly depending on the state, the size of the estate, the assets involved, and whether disputes arise among interested parties. The purpose of a will is not necessarily to avoid every challenge. Rather, it is to provide direction, document wishes, and create a framework that can help loved ones navigate important decisions. For many retirees, a will represents an essential starting point in the broader process of protecting family members and preparing for the future. As families begin learning about estate planning, another term often appears alongside wills: living trust. Many people have heard of living trusts, but are not entirely sure what they are or why some families choose to establish them. A living trust is an estate planning arrangement that is typically created during a person's lifetime. Unlike a will, which generally becomes effective after death, a living trust may hold and manage certain assets while an individual is still living. The person who creates the trust often retains control of those assets during their lifetime and may update or modify the trust as circumstances change. One reason living trusts are frequently discussed is their relationship to probate. As we discussed earlier, probate is a court-supervised process that may be used to validate a will, settle debts, and oversee the transfer of certain assets after death. The probate process serves an important legal purpose. However, depending on the circumstances, probate can sometimes take time and may involve legal, administrative, and court-related expenses. The complexity of probate can vary significantly depending on state laws, the nature of the assets involved, and whether disputes arise among family members or other interested parties. This does not mean probate is necessarily a problem. Many estates pass through probate successfully every year. However, some families seek estate planning strategies that may simplify the transfer of assets and reduce the amount of court involvement required after death. This is one reason living trusts are often part of estate planning discussions. Assets that have been properly transferred into a living trust may be managed according to the instructions contained within that trust. The individual responsible for carrying out those instructions is often known as a trustee. In many cases, the person creating the trust serves as the initial trustee while they are living and capable of managing their affairs. The trust document may also identify a successor trustee who can step in if the original trustee becomes incapacitated or passes away. For some retirees, this continuity is an important consideration. A living trust may provide a framework for managing certain assets if health issues, cognitive decline, or other life events affect a person's ability to manage financial matters independently. Another common misconception is that trusts are only for wealthy families. In reality, estate planning decisions depend on personal circumstances rather than a specific level of wealth. Families often evaluate factors such as property ownership, blended family considerations, privacy concerns, long-term planning goals, and the desire to simplify future administration. The purpose of a living trust is not to replace every other estate planning document. Rather, it may serve as one component of a broader strategy designed to help protect assets, communicate wishes, and support loved ones. Understanding the differences between wills, trusts, and probate can help families ask better questions and work with qualified legal professionals to determine which tools may be appropriate for their circumstances. Estate planning is about more than documents. At its heart, estate planning is about people. It is about helping family members understand your wishes and reducing uncertainty during what may already be a difficult time. Every family is different. Some retirees have been married for decades and have a straightforward family structure. Others may have children from prior marriages, stepchildren, grandchildren, unmarried partners, or family members with unique needs and circumstances. These situations do not necessarily create problems. However, they often require thoughtful planning and clear communication. One of the most common sources of family conflict is not bad intentions. It is misunderstanding. Family members may have different expectations about what will happen to a home, savings, personal belongings, family heirlooms, or other assets. When expectations are not aligned, disagreements can occur even among people who genuinely care about one another. This is one reason many retirees choose to review their plans periodically and discuss important decisions with trusted family members when appropriate. Communication does not eliminate every potential disagreement. However, it can help reduce confusion and provide valuable context for the decisions that have been made. Another consideration is fairness. Fairness does not always mean equal treatment. Some families may choose to divide assets equally among beneficiaries. Others may make different decisions based on personal circumstances, caregiving responsibilities, financial needs, charitable goals, or other factors. What matters most is that decisions reflect the individual's wishes and are documented clearly. Blended families often require additional planning. A retiree may wish to provide for a surviving spouse while also preserving assets for children or stepchildren from a prior relationship. Without careful planning, these goals can sometimes be difficult to balance. This is one reason many families seek professional guidance when evaluating estate planning options. The purpose of estate planning is not simply to distribute assets. It is to help protect relationships, preserve family harmony, and provide clarity for the people who matter most. For many retirees, one of the greatest gifts they can leave behind is not a financial asset. It is a clear plan that helps loved ones move forward with confidence and understanding. As we conclude this briefing, it is important to remember that estate planning is not a single document, and it is not a one-time event. Rather, it is an ongoing process that should evolve as families, assets, and life circumstances change. One of the most important questions retirees can ask is whether their current estate plan still reflects their current wishes. Documents created many years ago may no longer match today's family situation, financial circumstances, or personal priorities. Another important question involves beneficiaries. Many financial accounts allow individuals to name beneficiaries directly. Examples may include retirement accounts, such as a 401k or IRA, life insurance policies, annuities, and certain investment accounts. When these accounts are opened, beneficiary information is often completed and then forgotten for many years. However, life changes. People marry, remarry, divorce, have children, gain stepchildren, lose loved ones, retire, relocate, or experience major changes in their financial situation. As a result, beneficiary records that once reflected a person's wishes may no longer do so today. This can create confusion because many people assume that a will or trust automatically controls every asset they own. In reality, different accounts and assets may be governed by different rules, ownership arrangements, beneficiary designations, and estate planning documents. For this reason, many estate planning professionals encourage retirees to review all important documents and financial accounts together rather than treating them as separate matters. Another important consideration is organization. Would a trusted family member know where important documents are located? Would they know who to contact for legal, financial, insurance, or tax-related matters? Would they know where to find information about retirement accounts, insurance policies, property records, or other important assets? Even a well-prepared estate plan can create challenges if key information cannot be located when it is needed. Communication is also important. While every family situation is different, many retirees find value in discussing important decisions with trusted family members when appropriate. Clear communication can help reduce misunderstandings and provide context for decisions that may otherwise be difficult for loved ones to understand. Finally, estate planning should be reviewed periodically. Major life events such as marriage, remarriage, divorce, retirement, the birth of grandchildren, the death of a beneficiary, significant changes in assets, or relocation to another state may all be good reasons to revisit existing plans. The goal is not simply to have a will or a trust. The goal is to create a coordinated plan that reflects your wishes, protects the people you care about, and helps reduce uncertainty for those who may one day rely on your guidance. Retirement planning is often associated with income, healthcare, taxes, and financial security. Yet one of the most meaningful aspects of planning is helping ensure that the people and priorities that matter most to you are protected. Because protecting your family and your legacy is not only about what you leave behind, it is also about the clarity, confidence, and peace of mind you provide for those who follow.